Hello, who's here? Oh, hey man, how's it going? I was gonna work on a video, but then I'm just not in the right mindset right now to actually make it, so I just went live. Do you have a preference on what the light should be for the stream? What is to it's probably gonna be on how um if you say that Khamzat versus Dricus fight was boring, you'll get attacked by everyone saying go watch kickboxing and stuff like that. Pretty much a video on how there is a certain group of fans that try to be hardcore fans and say they like grappling, like boring grappling. Because there's a difference between boring grappling and actually entertaining grappling, you know? But it all gets mixed together. I think purple is just the best one. It depends. One sec. It depends, to be honest. I enjoy boring grappling as well. If you put yourself in a situation like theirs, it's funny. That's true. Sometimes boring grappling can be fun. Like I don't mind Marab's boring grappling. That's also because I like Marab, you know? But like there was an entire round. I think it was round 2 where Khamzat would just a body lock, kneeing the thigh, and that was like the entire round. I think that stuff's boring. But if they're actually just like moving around, but it's just kind of boring, that's fine. Also, this morning I actually watched. It was a good strategy, but he just did nothing because he didn't want to get taught. It was a smart strategy, but it was a boring strategy. Also, I watched this morning. I watched Aljamain Sterling versus Peter Yan 2, and yeah, it should have been a draw or something. I don't really know, but the commentary was overreacting on literally everything that Sterling did in that fight. And then they even said it was round 2, and they're like, that could have been a 10-8 round, when all Sterling did was just lay on the back and just had that body lock. Barely did any damage. That was not a 10-8 round, but the commentary was going crazy. I'm glad you agree. Who's the other person in here? Oh, Khamzat versus D-Pity with D-Pity. Yeah. Crazy boring. It was impressive, but like, Khamzat made a point in not trying to finish the fight at all, you know? Khabib once said grappling is about using legs, and that's exactly what Khamzat did. He was using legs, like when he got him in the crucifix. But like, I don't know. He didn't try to go for any submission. He threatened the choke. but then that was it. Khamzat had like 23 minutes of control time and not one submission attempt. Dricus had 53 seconds of control time and almost choked him out. Not almost, but he went for a submission. Khamzat just didn't want to get tired, so he didn't risk much, which is smart, I guess, but I hope he doesn't fight like that whenever he fights a big middleweight. Boring. I was on the edge of my seat thinking DB would come back, but he didn't. Yeah, but just everything Khamzat was doing was boring. Dricus could have done more. Some of the blame is onto Dricus because he said he wanted to wrestle with Khamzat, but then it was very clear he didn't want any part of the wrestling and just wanted to stand up. I think if he went for like legs and like rolled and did stuff, that would have worked out a lot better. But that was a pretty boring fight just because of what Khamzat was doing. These fighters whom I call animals, they're fighters whom they call very tough to finish. Wait. They're fighters whom I call animals, fighters whom it is very tough to finish, like Ngannou or Khabib. Khamzat is one. Yeah, Khamzat is hard to finish. DDP's stand-up was lazy too. I mean, they weren't even on the they were on the feet for like 30 seconds in the entire fight. And Dricus was landing good shots on Khamzat. He just couldn't really do anything because whenever he did good on the feet, he got taken down. Here's next for Khamzat. Probably the winner of Imanov versus Barajo. Which I think Imanov's gonna win. But I'm also just saying that because he knocked out Izzy. John Jones is also an animal, very tough to finish. Yeah, but John Jones was also on steroids for his entire career and cheated in every single one of his fights. I am a DDP fan. But if Dricus did that to Khamzat, I would also be annoyed at Dricus. Just not as annoyed. You know what I mean? It's like if your favorite fighter does something boring, you're gonna be happy they won. But you're gonna be like, come on, man. Khamzat is gonna fight Imanov, and then he is going to fight Hernandez/RDR. Yeah. Probably. I hope they do Dricus versus RDR. That'd be a fun fight. He should have blasted at the start of the rounds, but he didn't. I think he should have shot the first takedown. It's risky, but he should have just shot the first takedown. I wanted DDP. I also wanted him to win. Because he actually has fun fights, but fight IQ. John Jones does have very good fight IQ, but he got his ass whipped by Dominic Reyes. Reyes and Gustafsson beat him already. I don't think Alexander Gustafsson beat John Jones. I just think he did a lot better than everybody thought he was going to do. So it was kind of like oh, no way, he's actually putting up a fight. But I also don't think I've seen the fight that much. But Dominic Reyes 100% beat him. If DC beat him, he would have had this much buzz. If John Jones didn't exist, DC would have a serious argument to be the GOAT of the sport. Because then he's only lost to Stipe. How many wins does... 1 second. Yeah, DC only has 3 losses, which I think is John Jones, Stipe twice. Because then the John Jones rematch got overturned. DC lost to the greatest lightweight and heavyweight of all time. True, but John Jones is on steroids in that fight. In both of the fights, most likely. And he did knock out Stipe in one of those fights. But that is kind of true. Because, yeah, DC only has 3 losses. And 22 wins. And he's a double champ, too. He actually is one of the GOATs. DC is a great fighter. He is a good fighter. He's also super good for how limited he is, because he's super short, doesn't have very long reach, and he's, like, fat. But he was still able to fight, like, put up a good fight against John Jones, still able to beat Stipe. Like, imagine if that guy actually had a diet. He could have been, like, the first 4-division champion. Yo, what's up, Jimmy? Are RDR and Fluffy the only chance? Ones that stand a chance? I think Fluffy loses. I think a lot of people are overrating Fluffy. He did have a dominant performance against Delitzi. But that's Delitzi. I think that's his name. He's like a 40-year-old guy who's not even that good. His win streak he was on was... What's your thoughts about racism? We'll get to that in a second. His only... I don't know, Roman Delitzi just was an overrated win, and everyone's saying, oh, Fluffy can take out Khamzat. I think he might have a good chance because of his cardio, and he has good ground game. But I don't think he's going... I don't think he would. But he has a chance in RDR. I think Khamzat would probably do what he did at Dricus to RDR. Although RDR might have a better ground game than Dricus. So those two... I'd say those two are, like, the only chance. Because I don't think Imanov or Barajo is going to beat Khamzat. And unless Dricus improves a lot on his, like, takedown defense and his ground game, I think there is a chance where Dricus can win. But after seeing what we saw, I'm not so sure. Alright, what are my thoughts about racism? Racism's not good, I guess. I don't know what else to say. What's your thoughts on racism? I feel like 9 out of 10 Indians you knew did dirty on you or treated you bad. Racism might be justified. I mean, people do not become racist for no reason. That 9 out of 10 Indians you knew did dirty on you. I'm gonna choose not to Although, like, just because a couple of them did it doesn't mean we need to attack their entire race, you know? It's not good, but I think a lot of people call stuff racist when it's not. That's what I'll say. Is MVP the only decent Bellator fighter? Is MVP the only decent Bellator fighter? Michael Chandler was good. He just fumbled every single every single fight he had. Like, he whooped Oliveira in the first round in the first fight they had, and then he fumbles it. He almost beat Dustin, then he fumbled it. Almost beat Justin Gaethje and fumbled it. He is good, he's just stupid. MVP's probably the best one that's come from Bellator, because Patchy Mix got destroyed by Mario Batista, and Pico just got flatline KO'd. Although Pico, I've never seen him fight before, but I was like, damn, this guy's actually not that bad. And then he got knocked out. Who else is Patchy Mix is disabled or something? Yeah, he's not very good. He was so stiff in that fight. But even though he's lost, I think Michael Chandler is up there on the Bellator fighters. He's the only one that's had success, even if that success is Dan Hooker and Tony Ferguson on the loss streak. He still gave the top guys the best fighters. Aaron Pico is too aggressive and got caught. He was, but it also was working. He was kind of whooping Lerone Murphy's ass. But then he just kind of walked. His hands were just down too much. And he got spinning elbowed. I had something I was going to say, but then I just forgot it. It slipped my mind. I lost it. I think Pico doesn't know how to be aggressive properly. Yeah, I don't know what was up with him. He just got destroyed. Like Khabib or Merab. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think of Oliveira fighting Fiziev in like a month after just getting knocked out? I think it's a bad idea, but I really hope he wins because it would suck if he got like chinned by Fiziev and just knocked out. I think he plans to retire. Yeah, I can see him retiring. If he loses, he's definitely going to retire. But if he wins, then he fights Max Holloway for the BMF belt? Who knows? Maybe. And then if he loses that, he retires. I think Oliveira is one loss away from just retiring altogether. To be honest, he didn't take as much damage as Tony did. One shot from Topuria is less than 50 strikes from That is true, but I don't know. He also got badly flatlined. And then follow-up shots. So I don't know. I hope it works out for him. Obviously. lightweight division is cooked now. So boring. It it has so much potential to be super good, but all of the top guys just aren't fighting, and they're just demanding a title shot. So, I don't know. Lightweight division is always good, but there's always something complicated going on in the lightweight division. Tim Elliott said if you can't beat him, you shouldn't be in the UFC. Kaya Sakura did fumble that a lot. He just has no ground game. He needs to work on his ground game, and then he'll be fine. Also, do you guys think I should do a Never mind. I might do a fight companion this weekend, but I don't know. But I'm excited for Yuri is the only good Risen fighter. Yes, I agree. He is super good. He's only lost to Alex Pereira, and that's just because Alex Pereira's fighting style is terrible for Yuri's fighting style. It's like his kryptonite. I think you should make a list of hottest women in the UFC. Maybe. Perhaps. I probably will at some point, to be honest. If there's one week where I just have no ideas, Tracy Cortez. Yeah, but she is hot, but she just wears a lot of makeup. That's the thing about her. Is like she wears a lot of makeup. Kayla Harrison? Kayla Harrison's number 1. Obviously. I'm just kidding. Of course I'm just kidding. I don't hold up. Let me do some research. I'm doing some research. We're getting some people in here. Hello everyone. There is one. I forget her name. She was hanging out with Alex Pereira at one point. And then I think it's like Polly something. Yes. Pollyanna Viana. I think she's up there in the tier list that I may do. And of course, the stream gets bumping when we start talking about this. 7 people, an all-time high. How's it going, everyone? Oh, back to 3. Polly is quite... I agree. Even though I don't even think she's that good at fighting, though. So that kind of sucks, but it makes sense on why she's so pretty. It's an DDP clown. Man. He did have a bad performance in that fight. Dricus did. But at least he was the only entertaining part of the entire fight, so. DDP has a heart of a lion. He does. I don't understand the Dricus du Plessis hate. He's a good guy. And he's just a stand-up guy. Did you lose your bet, little boy? Yes, I did lose my bet. But the crowd was booing Khamzat, not Dricus that time. So he may have lost the belt, but at least he got the respect of the fans. Whereas Khamzat won the belt and lost the respect. So in the end, who really won that fight? True African king. He is a true African king. Murphy versus Volk. I think Volk wins. But Murphy could pull it off. I think Murphy's pretty underrated. And I like him. But I don't even know. I've always thought he was kind of like a featherweight Leon Edwards, but then he just did that. I think he stands a good chance against Volk. But I obviously hope Volk wins. Because I don't want him to retire. Who cares about respect? Now they'll respect tomorrow, hate, so focus only. Yeah, but Khamzat doesn't even care about the belt. He just wants the money. Whereas Dricus cares about the legacy. Those ground nudgy punches, yeah, Dricus did more damage to Khamzat, even though Khamzat was on top of Dricus the entire fight. If Volk wins, he is easily top 5 GOAT. If he loses, he is still a featherweight GOAT. I agree. I think if he beats him, he is an all-time GOAT because he's still beating the new generation of fighters. I want to see him rematch. I don't know. Ilya is super good. Good win for Volk Legacy. Taken as 0. That's true. It is a good win for Volkanovski. I just think he should fight Evloev. But then Evloev keeps pulling out of fights. And I don't know. Evloev, he's quite the puzzle to figure out because all things point towards him fighting for the belt. But then he just does something and screws everything up. Who you got between Islam and JDM? I think JDM is going to win that fight. JDM's a super good defensive grappler, and he just fought Bilal Muhammad, so that's already like a good training camp for Islam. And he's really big, and I think if Islam struggled with Dustin Poirier, then I think JDM is going to destroy Islam. Well, he's not going to destroy him, but I could see him knocking out Islam. But I could also see a version where Islam takes him down and submits him. And it's like, oh shoot, Islam is just amazing. If he beats JDM and becomes a 2-division champion, I think Islam is the GOAT of all time. I think he's the greatest of all time if he gets the welterweight belt. A lot of people have him like, oh, he has to get the welterweight belt and then defend it against Shavkat. But I think if he gets the welterweight belt, he's just the GOAT. His resume is so good already. Liron is almost the same age as Volk. True, but he didn't get knocked out twice, and he doesn't go in as much wars as Volk did, or get flatline KO twice. I think Evloev is gonna win. I don't even think Evloev's fighting Volk. He keeps screwing everything up. And I think Evloev probably would win. And that would just be bad for this. I get why the UFC don't want him as champion, because that would be terrible for the UFC if they had Evloev as champion. Should Dricus get a rematch? Should Dricus get a rematch? I don't know, because he's a defending champion. And if you're going to give Israel Adesanya 2 back-to-back title rematches, like title shots, back-to-back, then you should give Dricus 1, but at the same time, Khamzat did dominate him for 5 rounds straight. So I just think if Dricus fights one contender, he's back for a rematch. But I don't think they're doing the rematch because Dricus' coach even said they're not going to do it. Evlov knows how to speak in English, though. True, he knows how to speak in English, but he only fights once a year, if we're lucky. Dricus should definitely get a rematch. He should, but I don't know if it's best for him. You know what I mean? I think if he takes, like, a fight, he fights RDR or, like, Fluffy and wins, then he gets a title shot. I think he's very close to one. He just needs one more win. And I think it's better for him if he doesn't get an immediate rematch. But I think he has some work to do and some adjustments to make. If Islam win, then will we get Islam versus Ilya? I hope not. I don't know, it's tough with those guys because Islam could have just fought Ilya, but instead he decided to wait for some reason and then just moved up to welterweight. But I hope Islam loses and then he goes down to lightweight and fights Ilya. But I think it would be the biggest bitch move ever for Islam to become the welterweight champion and then go to Ilya and say, come up to welterweight. Because Ilya is not built for welterweight. JDM is more built for welterweight. So I think it would just be better if they fought at lightweight, where they're both like in their prime. RDR might be tough for Khamzat. The guy is too big. True. That's also what we said about Dricus. And then look what happened. I can see Islam looking like he got mauled, like Bilal's face after the fight. I think if Islam wins, it's going to be a second round submission, or it's going to be like a decision and he gets his ass beat, but he'll still win. Which division would you fight in the UFC? I think either lightweight or featherweight, which is not good. I do not want to fight any of those guys. If I had to fight in any division, I'd probably choose to fight. Like if I could just magically make myself that frame, probably. I don't know. I don't know, because I'm like 5'10", pretty much 5'11". I think if I got super fit and then cut down, I could do featherweight. I don't know. Those are two very hard divisions. If I could fight in any division, though, probably lightweight. It seems to be the most fun division when it's not crowded by people saying they want a title shot but not doing anything for it. Do you guys think that Arman Tsarukyan deserves a title shot? MVP style makes it hard for opponents to fight with him. Yeah. He's a super good striker and he's super fast, so everyone just has problems with him. But I think he's I don't know. I feel like if you want to beat MVP, you just have to run in there and just start swinging. That you could get knocked out, but No, he does. I agree. I think if anyone says Armin deserves a title shot, and if you think that in chat right now, leave. He does not deserve a title shot. MVP versus Izzy, easy fight of the night. That would be a good fight. I also wonder who would win. I could see. I think if you're a fighter that throws lots of kicks, like I think Wonder Boy would probably beat MVP. But I'm also not sure. I have no idea. Maybe not right now because he's kind of older. But I think prime for prime. I think Wonder Boy takes it. I think his kicks would be a problem. MVP is like Izzy from AliExpress. Yeah, I don't know. I like the idea of Izzy, but then he starts talking, and then I'm like, dude, this guy's so cringe. Like I kind of wanted him to beat Dricus when they fought. This is before I was kind of a fan of Dricus, so I thought it'd be cool. I'm an Alex Pereira fan, so I thought it'd be cool to have them both be champions. And it's kind of like, yeah, they both have success now. But then Izzy just says so much cringe stuff that I just wanted him to lose. Anshul Dibli is king of the lion. Remember that? I think if Dibli fought Khamzat, he would probably knock him out in the first 2 rounds or submit him in the first 2. I think Dibli has some untapped potential, and he'll go on a Charles Oliveira type run, and he's going on a 10-fight win streak. What's with MVP moving up and down in weight classes? I just think he doesn't want to fight. I just think he doesn't want to fight. He doesn't want to fight grapplers, so he's trying to fight strikers. But I think he should just stick to one division, because I don't like it when fighters bounce back and forth, like Kevin Holland does it, which like just stay in one weight class. Now you're just rooting for white people, don't ya? I don't just root for white guys. I wanted Buckley to beat Kamaru Usman. And now he wants Protez. Yeah, I don't think they should make the Protez versus MVP fight. Because Protez or MVP is just destroying all these prospects. Ian Gary beat him, though. Ian Gary's pretty underrated. I just wish he wasn't, like, dumb, you know? I disagree with you. I think Armin is the most deserving of a title shot. The last time Armin Sarukian fought was UFC 300, and he hasn't fought since. He has done absolutely nothing. He pulled out of a fight 1 day before the fight happened. He pulled out of a fight 1 day before it happened, almost ruined the entire event. And then he says no to everyone the UFC gives him. Armin needs to fight one more time. Literally just fight anyone and he gets a title shot. I think he is probably the hardest person at... He is the hardest person for Ilya, but I think he doesn't deserve it. Protez is going to smoke MVP. If they fight, I hope he does. But it could also be another classic MVP fight where he just destroys him for however many rounds it is. Bro, Buckley and Usman are both black people. Can't find a true example. I wanted MVP to beat Ian Gary. What now? I wanted... Alex Pereira is not black, but he's not white. I wanted him to win all of his fights. I wanted Izzy to beat Imanov. Even though I don't like Izzy. I just didn't know who Imanov was. Any other rebuttal? Khamzat Chimaev? What are you saying about Khamzat Chimaev? Khamzat was playing it safe because his first title defense shot, his next fight would be great. I hope so. I hope his next title defense is entertaining. But I don't know. Is he just gonna play safe every time he comes across a big middleweight? He could just play it safe every title defense because he just wants the money. He doesn't care about putting on good fights. So who is more deserving than him? That's the problem with lightweight. Nobody deserves a title shot, but they're all saying, I want a title shot. Armin should fight. Armin versus Paddy Pimblett. Dan Hooker versus Justin Gaethje. Put those two fights on. Winner of Armin and I don't even know. I had a way to match it up a long time ago, but I forgot. But Armin just doesn't deserve a title shot. Khamzat is so strong. He is. You think Van can beat Pantoja? No. I think Van will be champion one day, though. He's so young and he's already the #1 contender. I think Van will not easily, but he will become champion at one point. But he's not defeating Pantoja, unless Pantoja's like slow in the next fight because he's getting older. I don't want to be rude, but I think you're a bit of a racist against Muslims. How am I racist against Muslims? Joshua Van has potential to beat Pantoja if he manages to land calf kicks and stop Pantoja's advances. He does, but it's also Pantoja. Pantoja is insane. Pantoja he's the most disrespected champion. Khamzat's above him in the pound for pound list, which I don't think Khamzat deserves to be number 4 on the pound for pound list. Will Dana White ban wrestling after Khamzat performance? Boring wrestling, hopefully, where you're just doing nothing to advance. Ilya is gonna wait 1 year. Yeah, probably. Ilya, I don't know. Yeah, Ilya's we're not gonna see Ilya fight for a while, unless they give him someone who doesn't really deserve a title shot. Van will be a superstar in the future, probably, most likely. Super entertaining. He's only gonna get bigger. Joshua Van is most likely gonna be champion. You keep mocking their religion and their beliefs. When? What video did you see? I want to know exactly what you're talking about. And to be honest, with Muslim fighters, it's mostly just their fans I don't like. Although if you look into it, all I'm gonna say, if you look into it, Khabib's not a very good guy. Khamzat's not a very good guy. A lot of them are kind of bad. Not much on Islam, but Khabib's not as good. Khabib's not the saint everyone kind of thinks he is. Paddy will beat Arturo Taporo. I think Paddy's gonna get knocked out by Ilya, but I think he does have underrated chances. If he comes in with a smart game plan, I think he could win. I think it's 65 Ilya, 35 Paddy. Percentage-wise. MVP versus Izzy is the fight to make in middleweight. Yeah, probably. That would be a decent fight. His fan base logic. Because you think the fight was incredibly boring, you're casual. Khamzat could have attempted more Wait. His fan base logic. Because you think... That's true. I thought you were attacking me for a second. His fan base logic is terrible. I've said this before. I'm gonna continue to say it. Khamzat had 23 minutes of control time, 0 submission attempts. Dricus had 53 seconds of control time and had 1 submission attempt. Dricus was closer to finishing that fight than Khamzat was. It's all about the game plan nowadays. It's true. A good fighter will have a good game plan. To be honest, DDP was so weak. I mean, Blood can't even get up. Blood lost by Lane. Yeah, he did have a disappointing performance. But at the same time, Khamzat also had it's a messy situation. Both parties are to blame, I think. You remember when you took the verse of Best of Deceivers out of context? In my defense, my friend told me that, and I did 0 research. In my defense. But I do kind of regret putting that in the video. If I could go back and change that video, that's the one thing I would change. Just because it was kind of just unnecessary, you know? Khamzat is too strong. His KO against Aliskerov before UFC and Jared Mearshart is insane. True, but Jared Mearshart was so scared of him, you know? Like, he was terrified of Khamzat. Khamzat is too strong. Aliskerov? Yeah, but Robert Whittaker knocked out Aliskerov too. He does have knockout power, but I think his striking has gotten worse. If that makes sense. Because he didn't want to strike with Dricus at all. I don't think he threw any like actual punches towards Dricus. He wouldn't be terrified against Khamzat. He is a very good fighter. Like, I'd be terrified of us fighting Khamzat. You also said once at least he's Christian. About Michael Chandler? Yeah, what's bad about that? Khamzat's personality is cool. He looks scary. I would like him more if he gives Kevin Holland treatment to RDR. Wait. Khamzat's personality is cool. He looks scary. I will like him more if he gives Kevin Holland treatment to RDR. Are you saying like get submitted immediately and give up, like Kevin Holland did to RDR, or submit him immediately, like RDR did to Kevin Holland? I guess mountains are the best base for MMA. It's just because they train so much. They start fighters from Dagestan start way way sooner than every other country. I think it was about Ilya when he won the belt. Oh, yeah, yeah, when I was sad. Dude, I was so depressed making that video, I did not wanna see Oliveira get knocked out like that. But it is what it is, Ilya seems like a good guy. And I just said that about Ilya because he has, like, good morals. Not only do they start early, but their religion and lifestyle generally keeps them in line, that's true. They do have a lot of discipline, and they only train. I mean, if Khamzat dominantly submitted RDR in the first round and broke his jaw. Did RDR break Kevin Holland's jaw with that submission? And I agree, I think I would like Khamzat more if he got, like, first round submissions like he normally does. But if he's just gonna lay and pray to any big middleweight, then it's just gonna suck. I agree, Khamzat and Khabib may not be the best of people, but this also has nothing to do with beliefs. I just don't agree with, the child marriage stuff. And I don't think you should marry your cousin, but that's about it. What do you think about Fight Fairy? I don't know what Fight Fairy is, I'll look it up. What's Fight Fairy? The YouTuber? I don't know what Fight Fairy is. Is this Fight Fairy? That's who popped up when I looked it up. What does she do? This is the first time I'm hearing about Fight Fairy. You know, it's so cultural when it comes to cousin marriage. I wouldn't do that, and Islam doesn't encourage it or something. It's just legalized thing to do, like any. Well, it's not legalized in every other country to marry your cousin. At least I don't think it is. Oh, I think I've seen this Fight Fairy lady before, actually. I will. I will. Okay, so in Canada, you can marry your cousin, but in the U.S., I'm from Canada. In the U.S., in some states you can, in some states you can't. Let me do more. But there's still a. I don't care if it's legal. You just shouldn't do it because there's still a chance your baby's gonna get like deformed from it for the cousin stuff. And it's also with the cousin marriage and child marriage. Why did you want to know what I thought about um Fight Fairy? What does she do?
Back to the channel today.
What's your age? I am 21. 21 years old. Although I think I look young. How old do I look? I have nothing against her, but sometimes she I have nothing against her, but sometimes she justifies some things in sports just because her brother plays them. Oh, you look 17? I think it's also the lighting right now, my hair. But I do look young for how old I am. You look 18? Yeah, which I guess that's a good thing, you know? Do you guys have a preference on what the color of the light should be that's on me right now? It's purple right now. Do I look older now? I think purple is just the best one. I don't know why. Turn on the light, it's way better. What, this light? Like this? So bright. Now you look 19. Is this better? This? I aged 1 year. That's good. I burned myself the other day. Look at that. And then earlier today, I kind of wiped it, and then skin peeled off. Most painful thing ever. Turn the side lights on. What side lights? Purple? Can a muscular woman knock you out? Probably. I think okay. Let me know what you guys think about this take. I think in a street fight, I could beat Ronda Rousey. In an MMA fight, give me 6 weeks of preparation and I can beat her in an MMA fight. Do you speak French? No. I don't speak any other language. Do you do MMA? No. No, okay, I don't do MMA, but I know some stuff. I do some stuff. But like, I don't go to an MMA gym. No. I can beat her off the couch. I think I could beat Ronda Rousey, man. I think you can beat her. I do too. She wasn't that good. Okay, she wasn't that good. In a street fight, I'm 100% taking her. There's no way she beats me in a street fight. In an MMA fight, I just wouldn't go to the ground with her. Obviously, if I went to the ground with her, she's probably gonna choke me out. But I don't think she'd be able to get me down there. Oh, I can beat her off the couch. I know what you mean. I thought you meant I can beat her getting up off the couch and rely on my weight and the BJJ. Yeah, yeah, I might as well. You lightweight and she light heavyweight. Then you will win after 6 weeks training. You lightweight and she light. I don't think so, man. I think prime Ronda Rousey versus me right now, I win. 6 weeks. Send me to shoot a box. I'll train with Oliveira. And then I think I'll be good. I think I'll be good to win that. Obviously, I could get fraud checked, but I don't think I would. I do not think I would. I think I'm winning it. I'm pretty confident too. I'm delusional. I don't think I'm delusional, man. I think I could do it. Yeah, I know it sounds delusional, but I have a game plan, man. I have a game plan. All right. Goodbye, Abdur. I don't know how to say your name, but I'll see you next stream. I don't know when next stream will be, but I'll see you then. What's your take on Alex versus Ankalaev 2? I really want Alex Pereira to win because who wants Ankalaev as the champion? If you say you want Ankalaev as the champion, you're coping. Or you're not even coping, you're just delusional. But I don't know, it's a scary fight. I think Alex Pereira can get it done. But also Ankalaev can also get it done, you know? But I really hope Alex Pereira wins. Because who the hell doesn't want that? Who doesn't want the guy delivering highlight reel KOs to be the champion? And he seems to be a good guy too. I haven't seen much on Ankalaev. Yeah, the stream is fun. Wish we have more. I will do more streams. Once I get bigger too. Once I become a bigger channel, I will do a lot more streams. I should be working on a video right now, but if you're not in the mood, you're not in the mood. I also hope Marab. Alright, good night, man. I also hope Marab beats Corey Sandhagen. I don't like Corey that much. Even though Marab's kind of boring, I still just like him more. I think he's a funny guy. And of course, I hope Yuri knocks out Khalil Roundtree. Because Roundtree is awesome. Or, Yuri is awesome. Roundtree's in a cult. Khamzat should defend 2-time, then move up to light heavyweight and defeat the champ there. Yeah, I think 2 defenses and then he can move up. I don't think he wins at light heavyweight though. I don't think he beats Ankalaev. I don't think there's any way in hell he would beat Ankalaev. I'm not even that big of an Ank fan, like a big Ank fan. But I just don't think he beats him. Alex Pereira. He'd probably do the same to Alex Pereira that he just did to Dricus. But Alex Pereira has good takedown defense. But of course it is Khamzat, so you never really know. I don't think Khamzat's ever going back down to welterweight though, like he said he wanted to. I don't think he would ever be able to make that weight cut. My phone's about to die, so the stream is going to be ending soon. Like, within the next 5 minutes, probably. So, if you got any questions, say them now, or regret it. Marab should move up to lightweight. I think if Marab moved up to lightweight, he'd get absolutely smashed. I think, featherweight, it'd be fun to see him up at featherweight. But I think lightweight, he's going to get knocked out by... they'd be way too big for him. And I also don't think he would have infinite cardio up at lightweight. Like he does right now, you know? What's my favorite division? Probably middleweight. I don't know. Khamzat kind of ruined middleweight for me. Middleweight was pretty stacked. Welterweight stacked. Light heavyweight stacked. Bantamweight stacked. Featherweight's kind of stacked. I think my favorite division's probably lightweight. I think lightweight's always been my favorite division because lightweight has all of the big stars in it. Conor McGregor, Dustin, Islam, Khabib, Oliveira, Justin Gaethje. It has Max Holloway. Max Holloway moving up to a lightweight makes it super fun. Ilya Topuria is now there. Armin Sarukian's there, even though he doesn't fight at all. What happened to Conor? Will he ever return? Conor, here's my take on Conor. He is never going to fight again. But if Conor does fight again, it will be on the White House card. And if he doesn't fight on the White House card, he's never going to fight again. The White House is the only possible way Conor McGregor is coming back. I'm going to be live for 1 more minute. So quickly ask all of the questions and then that'll be it for this live stream. But I'll definitely do more because this is fun. Live streams are fun. Also, how's the audio? Am I too loud right now or am I quiet? Perfect audio? Okay, thank you. That's good to know. Okay, guys, that's gonna be the very end of the stream. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll try to have a video out on Thursday. There'll be a video, hopefully. Any questions, just say them now. I won't be live until probably tomorrow. I might go live, but I also might not. It depends, but that's gonna be it. I'm ending stream now. I'll move to end it super slowly, though. Bye. All right. Goodbye, guys.